Alright, so in this video we're going to talk about trap checking, which is the ANASAZI term for when you have to go to the bathroom out in the woods. We have a couple of variations on that. Sometimes we say I have to go check my fish traps, which is going pee, and sometimes we say I have to go check bear traps, which is going poop. Everybody does it, so it's kind of an important thing. You're gonna have to poop while you're out in the woods, so figure why not do a video to kind of demonstrate the best practice techniques for pooping in the woods. So as you can see here, we're out by Cherry Creek. First thing is you want to make sure that you're far enough away from your water, and so a minimum, bare minimum, is 100 feet. But if you can, ideally 200 feet is better. And so a rough way to guesstimate, since it's hard to measure distances in the woods, is at least 70 steps, give or take. So I'm gonna walk that away from the creek, give you an idea of kind of distance, and then I will show you kind of what to do next. So without further ado, let's start walking. Okay, so that is roughly about 70 feet. So you can see here, there's the creek down there. So it came up. So again, rough estimate of how far away you want to be. Normally, I would not do my bear trapping, trap checking, in this particular little spot, because you can see it's a drainage. So if it were to rain and flow down through here, essentially it would be washing right through the fecal matter and washing it down into the creek. And when you're drinking from water sources in the backcountry, you generally don't want to be drinking poopy water. So normally I would look, and probably go up on the hills over here, maybe up on the top of the hills, but not in any kind of drainages, just to make sure it doesn't go into my water source. So once you find a spot, you're generally, it's a little bit harder in Arizona because, plant life is what it is, a little sparse and stuff like that. But you want to try and find a spot like under the trees where it's nice and loamy, like lots of plant life and things, because that will help the fecal matter to break down faster. But sometimes you can't, so you just, go up on the hillsides, find what works for you. And then you're going to want to dig a hole. We call them cat holes, about 6 to 8 inches deep. A good rule of thumb for that is, about the width of your hand. Like, you want it to be at least as deep as the width of your hand. And so you're going to take your handy dandy trusty digging stick and you're going to dig a hole. Now, sometimes in Arizona, the ground can be really hard, almost like concrete. It's the caliche that we have here, the caliche clay. So if you're finding it really difficult to dig with your digging stick, and you want to make sure you actually get a good depth hole, sometimes you can take one of these rocks and you can kind of pull them up, and that will give you kind of a really good start to a hole. And then take your digging stick and dig down a little bit underneath, and sometimes that can help just to get kind of started and get a hole. And then you can use what dirt you dig out once you're done to cover it over, and then you can put the rock over on top of it. Just a pro tip when you're finding it really, really hard to dig. So once you've done your business and you've covered it back over, then you can just go. Make sure to sanitize your hands afterwards, just to be sure. Some things to be aware of. Toilet paper does not break down well in the backcountry, especially in Arizona where the ground is so dry. It just doesn't. So if you are going to use toilet paper, bring a little spare Ziploc baggie and put your used toilet paper in the Ziploc baggie. And then just carry it with you for the week, and then take it out and throw it away once you get home. please don't bury it, because it just creates trash and it won't break down. Other things to be aware of. Yeah, just again, just make sure you're far enough away from water sources, you're not in drainages. Definitely wash your hands afterwards, just so you don't accidentally contaminate your food or make yourself sick. You can get diseases from the bacteria in your own fecal matter and make yourself sick, so just be mindful of that. Yeah, hope that helps out in terms of knowing how to poop in the woods.